Mungkin selanjutnya langsung Mas Hasan, Mas Farhan ini mewakili kita, jadi ada speaker ya, nggak apa-apa ya.
Selamat malam, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mr. Atef Abu Saif, selamat welcome to Jakarta, welcome to Indonesia. Thank you for coming. Thank you for writing this book, what we will discuss tonight.
Nice. Analyst, but not least, of course, Anies Baswedan is an Indonesian academic politician and former governor of Jakarta, known for his focus on education and social equity. Anies has been a prominent figure in Indonesian politics.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Saya duduk sama tinggi, diri sama tinggi. Insya Allah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Saya duduk sama tinggi, berdiri sama tinggi, begini nih. Oke, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Atef, Pak Anies, Mbak Gina. Thank you for coming here. And before we start, I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here, to be invited, and to be able to ask questions, to explore, to learn from this amazing panelist. And also, inshallah, we'll have time as well for audience here to get the opportunity to ask a couple of questions. Because I also want to appreciate that you guys, take the time. I know it's a weekday, and they still take the time to come here, take the effort to come to this amazing library to learn, and also for everyone who's also watching this online as well. So, without further ado, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna start our conversation tonight. But actually, before I ask you, I want to go with Mr. Atef first. But before asking you a question, I would like to make a confession as well. I've been invited to moderate a book, deep diving into a book a couple of times. This is, I think, maybe the third time. And usually, what I did was I read the first few parts of the book, and then the last part of the book, so I get a better understanding. So this is my first confession to you, Mr. Atef. But here's what why I'm sharing this, because I want everybody to also hear this. Last week, when I started, I'm gonna learn more about this book, I couldn't stop. So instead of reading just the first and the last part, I finished this book in less than 2 days. In the middle of all of the activities. This is an amazing book. Maybe because besides your experience as a journalist and as a novelist. So thank you for writing this book. And my first question to you is, in that kind of situation, what's going on over there, how did you able to still manage to have the creative process and to still write in that kind of condition and maintaining hope all the way throughout the journey and still maintain the ability to write this book?
Assalamu alaikum. I'll make a confession first. I never read the book myself. I never read the book after I finished writing. I don't dare, actually, to be honest. No, I don't dare. Last night, actually, one of my neighbors was killed, about whom I talked in the first 3 weeks. And actually I missed him, you know. I was a bit crying, and I wrote in my Facebook about him. And I opened, I have the Arabic version. So I said, I'm gonna read just to, you know, so like, to feel more relaxed, but I couldn't. It's very hard for me, because every single word, every single, even the comma in the book, and the semicolon means a lot to me, because now I'm going to talk about this. First, let me thank Mr. Haidar and Mizan and his team and Noor for taking care of bringing this book to our brothers and sisters in Indonesia. And I want to thank, of course, Mr. Anis and Noura, Jenna and Ali Zainuddin for taking care of making this event as well. Thank you very much. And you know, usually I was asked this question, I would say, not hundreds, but 100 times, wherever I go. But then, you know, what a writer does, he writes. This is what I'm good in. I work as Minister of Culture, you know, and people, they don't know that 7th October is the Palestinian National Heritage Day. Yeah, it's the National Heritage Day of Palestine, actually. So I decided to make the opening of the ceremonies in Gaza, in the Museum of Carrara in Khan Yunis, which the Israeli forces damaged later on. They wiped it out. And in this museum we have statues from 6,000 years old. You know, the Canaanite time, you know. So I was doing my job as Minister of Culture. But then our jobs change from time to another, you know. Because when the war broke out, the only thing that I can do is to write, you know, as a writer. So, but I would say I didn't want to write a diary. You know, I didn't mean to write a diary. I just started, you know, writing my notes as a novelist, you know. Because actually the war broke out when I was swimming in the beach, you know. So it was for me like, you know, this is paradoxical. Maybe Gina knows this better than the image, you know. You know, you're swimming in the beach, then the war breaks out. So I was writing, breaks out. So I was writing, you know, description of this feeling. But then in the third, fourth year of the war, I realized that I might die actually. Everybody was dying around me. But